Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the final word. Burnley 1, Everton 0. Joined by Steve Kelly and Andy El Pavotti. That's what he's known as now. Lads, thank you very much for coming in to share the pain on another defeat.
It's very cathartic,
for the Blues.
coming in just crying on telly.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's what dreams are made of. I mean, Steve, going into this game, surely you were thinking this is an opportunity for us to win here and put this bad run behind us, because with all due respect to Burnley, they haven't been playing great either this season.
Do you want me to be honest?
Well, go on.
I was not confident going into
Saturday.
No. I sat there for 94 minutes, I think it was, on Saturday, and I just knew we weren't going to score.
Yeah.
See, we played for 1,000, we would have scored.
Honestly, it was just the start of the game. You could just tell how it was all going to pan out.
What did you feel?
Not with the same.
Yeah, but what did you think on your way to the game? Were you thinking we can win this, or were you full of dread?
Full of dread.
Were you still?
Full of dread, yeah. I am. It's pretty sad when we're playing teams like Burnley. We should be going into them games, no offence, blowing them away if we want to be where we want to be and what we all say.
And what we've spent compared to what Burnley have to spend.
Exactly,
so, yeah.
And I just had zero confidence. When I saw the team as well, the team it's got no creativity. You've got your most creative player sitting on the bench. It's just... Sorry, Baz, but yeah.
No, it's all right. It's all right, mate. We're all feeling it. Andy, with you. Listen, I know that you've been fearful of this game.
This is the game that is the one that and the sad fact is
this like would you say this was like the benchmark as to how the team plays? Because remember, like a few weeks ago, you were going, wait till we play Burnley. I'm worried about that.
It is because you watch Burnley are the archetypal team of what Everton can't beat, because they sit in the low block, they play narrow, so they want you to cross it. What do Everton do? Play it slow, don't get anyone out of position, don't move off the ball and cross it. So it's only going to end up one way. You're never going to score against a team like that, playing like that. And this is why the manager is driving me absolutely insane at the moment, because he just doesn't learn. As they say, if you do things over and over and over again and get the same result, that's called madness. And it's shown like elements of madness. It's insane.
Burnley will never get an easier game at home. Honestly, they won't.
You just play it right into
the
hands.
It's just so easy.
It's like a little pass, little basket into the little basket. It's so easy to play against Everton.
It is.
Like you could honestly, managers 6 months down the line right now is saying, like Everton 6 months. This is how they're going to play. They're playing the same way today. It's exactly the same. There's no elements of surprise. There's nothing you can expect. The fact that after that game, what game was it we won? Oh, it was the Milk Cup game when Bernard and Iwobi. And I said,
you said the Milk Cup game?
No, I said the League Cup.
The League Cup, yeah. Carabao.
The Carabao Cup. I said Schneiderlin and Stiggins to be back. They've been back ever since. It never changes. You see something in that Iwobi and Bernard combination, you go, that's it. Straight out the team, never to be seen again. Whatever.
The team, you both mentioned it. I picked a starting 11 for the channel, obviously, on Thursday, which was greeted with wholehearted support, which isn't always the case because people see things slightly different.
Yeah. What did you pick? Sorry,
the majority. So I had the back four was the back four because I knew he wouldn't take Coleman out no matter what. And then into midfield, so I had Delph, Gomez and Iwobi in midfield, Bernard on the left, Richarlison, and I'd left Dominic Calvert-Lewin because he's done all right of late. But our midfield on Saturday was the tried and trusted one that's worked so well for us.
The one that's of late. The invisible rope between them.
You know, where Schneiderlin and Delph hold hands on the halfway line, and then Sigurdsson goes and holds hands with anyone who's on the right.
It's quite worrying when you see Morgan Schneiderlin as your highest point of a centre midfielder at one point in the second half.
Happening. That's weird. Why
is like Delph should be the one further forward. And
he should be the centre back. Sorry, the full back should be bombing on. He should just be coming as the third centre back. That's his role, nothing else. And Delph should be getting upfield, but now they're just sitting there. Well, what would they expect them Burnley to do?
In the tactics show on Patreon, we've done the average positions, and they basically just sit on the halfway line and hold hands against a team who has two their defensive midfield players sitting on the edge of their own box. So there's that big space for them to attack. And Sigurdsson doesn't play central. He just doesn't do it. He goes and plays on the right. Or he stands next to or ahead of Dom. And so there's just big gaps. And
I'll be honest, I forgot it at one point in the game on Saturday. I forgot he was playing.
He had 6
Sigurdsson.
passes in the final third in this whole
He was
game.
just, but this has been this all season. It's been the same, and people can keep defending him and keep coming on Twitter saying he does this and does that.
Who staffed the Everton staff? The
yeah.
staff,
Icelandic stats up.
He does. He never has really done enough to affect in a game for me. Even when he was scoring goals last season, like he didn't really do much else at times apart from score a goal. But obviously that's important as well. But it just you've got your most creative player sitting on the bench. It's just
You see, my issue with Sigurdsson,
comical really.
My issue with Sigurdsson, I didn't really want him when we were going for him because I'd watched him a lot over the years, and he's a very talented player, like in terms of ability, having a football at his feet.
Yeah.
But I just hadn't seen enough dynamism from him when I'd seen him up against Everton. But we got him, and it was like, get behind him, scored some cracking goals.
Yeah.
In fact, most of his goals for Everton are all belters.
Yeah, the Southampton
To be fair,
goals,
the Southampton one away, even though we lost the game, was brilliant. Hadjuk split, unbelievable. Swansea. You can go through them. They run off like goal of the month competition or whatever. He's got that in his locker. They did the back end of last season. United at home, 30-yard cracker. He's got that ability. It's everything else that he doesn't do. Now, at times, he did play some great little through balls last season, and we missed opportunities. But that can't be enough. 2-3 minutes in a game isn't enough for me.
But there's a whole... So it's great showing these videos and passing these balls, people missing chances, strikers miss chances, it happens. Yeah. It's in between that. There's something called build-up play that you have to be involved in. You have to be part of a team that's breaking a side down. He just stands and waits for the ball, and unless he gets the ball, he's useless. Now, off the ball, don't be wrong, he does work hard, that's all well and being, but either you play through him as your number 10, or if he's not capable of that, drag him off the team. Because
I don't think we can play through him as a number 10.
Well, there you go.
For the simple reason that, like I've just said, he's not dynamic. We've seen a Wobie at Chef Wed
playing
runs. Now listen, at times he'll give the ball away because he's trying to... Said this about Tom Davies. Yeah. Tom Davies, people groan when he gives the ball away. If you look at Tom Davies when he gives the ball away, he gives it away trying to play a forward pass. He's trying to play risky passes.
Same with Bernard.
Get people in.
Bernard's the same. People
trying to... Safe passes don't break teams down.
Yeah.
Well, Morgan Schneiderlin's fantastic at that, isn't he? Plays every game, just crabbing it left and right. You're never going to get anywhere having two midfielders like that. Now, Delph is a bit more progressive in his passing, but he should be a deepest midfielder in that team. Yeah, or Gomez, if Gomez is controlling the game. But when you play, just play Tom Davies if none of them are fit.
You see, this is...
Play something different.
Yeah. We'll come on to Sil. We'll come on to Marco in a bit. We'll talk
Bronze.
We'll talk about him in a bit. Because we have to, don't we? I mean, it'd be stupid to sit here and not speak about him because it's a subject on everybody's lips now, isn't it? I mean, and I've said this, you could probably take this final word the last few weeks. We started all right. We were the dominant team on the ball. We were knocking it round. I know they just backed off and let us. You know what? It's another 500 plus pass game for Everton. If you value that, I don't know if you do. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't.
With the ball, it's all right,
But I mean, we had a couple of opportunities, didn't we? We had an Iwobi shot that deflected wide, thought it wrong-footed the keeper, and I was hoping it was going to trickle in, but it didn't. Another one where the ball come across, I think Richarlison hit it across, and Iwobi stopped it and hit it, and it got blocked.
Yeah.
But other than that, we had a Sigurdsson free kick.
Richarlison had a shot on the edge of the box.
Save,
comfortable
save.
But it was nothing.
There's no penetration.
In that first half, there was nothing that really got them on the back foot. And I guess it was like you were saying before, Steve, as the game was going on, you just start looking and I start thinking to myself, why does it look really hard for us to score a goal? And yet other teams, it seems easy. We've got good players. If you know what, I've watched Everton for longer than I care to remember. Yeah. And I've seen us have some amazing teams and I've seen us have some horrific teams, right? But, and that's acceptable, right? And there's times when, I remember going away when we had Steve Watson up front and it went everywhere. I used to go everywhere then, and I remember going to Leicester and him and Radzinski were up front and everything, and it was crap.
Classic
we had 0-0, great kit, it was awful. Places like that, Ipswich away, 0, you know, with terrible Everton sides. But you just went and you knew that they were terrible. So every point you got, you enjoy, you know, you battled through it. I've seen us go away, Chef Wed, and win 5 with Kinshelskis, and you've got great teams, and Blackburn, and that's great, and win trophies. But what's really difficult is I look at this Everton squad and see a lot of very good players, a lot of attacking ability in that squad. And yet, the way we're playing and the decision-making some of those players are making at the moment, and I'd say hiding, because they are, some of them. The manager was right the other week, they are hiding in that who's taking who's taking responsibility in the final third?
No one.
No one.
The reason being, though,
and hang on. And we will get into Marco in a minute, and rightly so. But if we've all played footy at any level, whether it's with your mates or Sunday league or Saturday or whatever, right? When you get on that pitch, you have to take responsibility yourself. You might have a fella on the sideline shouting and bawling or whatever, but when it comes down to it, you have to take responsibility. And I think, as well as the manager not taking his responsibility, some of these attacking players we've got aren't taking that responsibility.
There's a disconnect. This is sort of disconnect between the fans and the players, because there's fans, if they were playing for Everton, would bust their guts, play for Everton. They'd do anything. They'd run through walls, play for Everton. You watch Schneider and lolly around midfield, and he's not really trying anything. He's just collecting his pace. This is why I think the fans dislike the players a lot. Like at the moment, again, I found myself this last season, and at times I found the right players. And obviously, I've got a bit of invested in Woe because I said I wanted them to come in here. I don't like any of these players. There's no investment in them. That they don't try hard for Everton. There's no. The basics of football is you work hard to the game, you grind results. So we don't even do that anymore.
I think I remember listening to Gary Neville on Sky at the end of last season, and he said this is the most disliked Man United team I've ever watched. And I feel that with Everton. I don't feel no connection with any of the players.
But you sat there Saturday, right, and you're watching the game unfold before your eyes.
Yeah.
Do you, if you put your hand on your heart though, do you look and go, he's not running, he's not running, he's not running? Is it that simple to sit there and go? Because I've watched Everton sides and thought, through the motions here. Yeah. Martinez, near the end, the last 3 months of Martinez's reign, we went through the motions.
It's not quite there now.
Right, we went through the motion. Koeman, we looked totally lost of what we were doing under Koeman. It was like they didn't have a clue what they were doing, the players. It was berserk. I think they'd lost faith in him, and it'd gone.
It's like with 10 minutes ago, I didn't see no desire.
No, but I'm saying forget about the 10 minutes. When we kicked off and the game was developing, I'm just asking you, for your eyes, do you look at players and go, he's not giving enough? Or do you feel as though it's just like a lack of form or a lack of confidence? What do you think it is off the top of your head?
There's certain players who I watch and think, you know what, he wants to get a goal. Like Richarlison, he was awful on Saturday. Yeah. But I don't think you could say he doesn't work hard. At least he was trying to do something, even though it wasn't working. Yeah. But I look at others and I like obviously Iwobi. I thought he did all right on Saturday. Yeah. But he's getting played out of position. You've got Sigurdsson, who we all know just hasn't done nothing. The two midfielders didn't really do much. So I just think it's a lack of desire from the players to get in them positions to want to score goals. And I just didn't see anything. Like on Saturday,
everything's safe, isn't it? I think everything's safe.
I watch even teams like Bournemouth sometimes, or teams like that. You know they're going to score. Yeah. You know in the game they're going to score, and they've got a pretty average team really. But they've got players who want to get in them positions to score goals. Josh King, Callum Wilson, someone like that. Yeah. We ain't got no one like that.
And what's the X factor there? The manager. Them players in those teams play for the manager. The manager sets them up. They believe in that system. Yeah. They believe. Marco's sending them out to control games against these teams because the pace of the ball is so slow through the midfield. You're never going to stretch them. So we're basically looking to control the game. Without Andre Gomez, we can't control games because, let's be honest, we haven't got that many good passes in the midfield to control games. So when it comes down to it, then you should be playing faster. You should be playing out more direct, maybe, if you can't control. But it's just a default setting for Everton is control, slow, get out to the wing. And the manager, the players are not inspired by the manager. What's done between Monday to Friday is what you see on Saturday. And there's nothing, I don't see anything on Saturday to suggest. Now, everyone can say we do great training sessions and all that. Where's the off-ball movement? Where's the ideas? Now people go, but it's the players. No. The players work to what the manager wants. Obviously, there is moments of individual brilliance, but they work within a system. You know, if he's telling Richarlison, who's our only real quality goal scorer, to get his chalk on his boots, that is a waste of that lad's entire talent. Yeah. Why is he out wide? Why isn't he in the box when the ball's coming in all the time? it's really stupid now. It's beyond the pale of ignorance and brainlessness by the manager to play these players in this way. You're not getting the best out of any of them, so why play this way? And if I was a player and I'm like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I never think I'm going to get the ball off Sigurdsson because the system is to him to go wide.
On Saturday, Sigurdsson didn't play one pass to Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
The 10 plays behind the striker.
In the game, not one. He's done...
Calvert-Lewin passed one to him.
Dom played one to Sigurdsson, which is the back heel. I put him through and he fell over. But there was none the other way. And that, when you look at someone like Jota or Catrone at Wolves, Jimenez, right? And anyone knows that I think Wolves are Wolves. They're a decent Premier League side. They're hyped up more than what they are, but they're still a decent side. And yet, they play with either a 2 up front or a real number 10 with a link player. And that link player, with the Jota or Catrone, with Jimenez, it's always 10, 12 passes a game. You see it with Maddison and Vardy. Now, okay, they're a little bit different, Leicester, because Vardy's direct, so they can bang him in and get him on the run. Our strikers don't tend to make those runs. But other players, you've seen it with great sides, Liverpool, good sides that they've had when they had Coutinho in there and people like that.
Firmino linking everything now.
Firmino links the whole thing together for them. City, I know De Bruyne is unbelievable, and we haven't got anyone like that. I know, but players like that. But what your job is when you're in that role, Eriksen for Spurs when he used to play in that 10, or if they have Dele Alli, it was always Ali with Keane or whatever. With us, Sigurdsson's most passes are to Seamus Coleman, or because he wants to get over on that right hand side. So fundamentally, that whole system, that the way we set up, doesn't work.
It's like one plan though, so if it goes on the right, you go 20 minutes, 30 minutes, they get like, this is not working, lads, they're sitting the 2 full-backs back. Let's change it up. Siggy, you go in the middle. Let's try not overload the right. Maybe we're going to try and overload the left as a change because they're expecting us to overload the right. No. Let's just go the whole game and overload the right. It just doesn't work.
Have you seen less flexibility this season? Because I remember last season in some games, he swapped like Richarlison from the right to the left in some games and then swapped them. Then like they had...
He did it on Saturday for a bit, didn't he? I think Richarlison went over to the left for a bit. It was like for 5 minutes. But, and like, I noticed at one point in the game, the players are telling each other what to do. It should be the manager doing what, but it's just... His tactics are just irresponsible.
Let's get on. Let's talk about the manager then. Sorry, Pat. No. Well, listen. It's obviously a point of contention. Bone of contention with everybody. We've seen. We hear Marco Silva talking about playing with fast intensity, and this is what we're gonna do, and we want to attack, and yet it never seems to happen in the games. If you know what I mean. We've lost 4 league games on the run for the first time since 2015, and 14-15, that was Newcastle and Hull, and that was really when
he should have
under Martinez, was when the alarm bell started ringing for me personally. And we ended up losing 4 games, and he put Joel in, changed the goalie, and all of a sudden we had we won at Palace, and then we got on a little run of clean sheets, and then he dropped them and put Howard back in, and he threw it in his own net the first game back against Chelsea. But that's the first time we've lost 4 league games. We've played nobody of note really this season in terms of, hang on, that sounds disrespectful. We haven't played any of the top sides, bar Man City, this season in 8 games. We've lost 5 of those 8 games. We've lost 5 in the last 6 matches. Haven't started the season with 4 out of 6 points with no goals conceded. That's a decent start. Since the Villa, it's been, we lost to Villa, and you could have gone, all right, one of them nights, we were a better side, blah, blah, blah. Their manager come out, and it was Everton. Now, how we won that, I don't know. They were the better side. Then we beat Wolves. But since Wolves, it's been woeful.
Do you think we played well this season?
No.
Even that Wolves game, we let them back in it, didn't we?
We were 5 minutes away from having a draw against
Wolves. But the thing about Wolves, and I praised it at the time, was the fact that even when they made it 2-2, we went back to win the game. We stepped it up again. The same when we at Lincoln. We could have been fragile. It went to 2-2. We put our foot on the gas again and went and won the game. And I praised it at the time. So I'm not going to sit here 4 weeks later and go, no, you're right there. But I agree. I don't think we've had a good performance.
We're lucky to have 7 points, in my opinion.
That Watford game was a complete
but we were unlucky at Palace. We should have beat Palace.
We should have beat Palace. But
if it weren't for Pickford against Palace...
But I think you can flip a coin in most. Because I could turn around and go, well, Bournemouth, They didn't. Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Man, you know, Sheffield United.
But did their goalkeeper come off against Sheffield?
No, but in Sheffield United, that game in isolation is you go one of them days.
Yeah.
Because they had 3 attempts, 2 on target, but 1 on target and 1 2-0. So it tells you know they hadn't had an attempt and they were winning 1-0. But that you can't say in isolation because it isn't. It's in the middle of a losing game. I think the worry for me with Marco is, and everyone knows that defense. I mean, Ped even said on the weekend in his match reaction, I'm the only one who loves Silva still. But I have got the flags are there now, the red flags. This midfield continuing to just do the same thing week after week isn't good enough.
No.
And I mean, Stig, he's been here, whatever, 16 months, 17 months, whatever. Are you looking at him thinking he'll get it right, it's sound, and we're going the right way, and there's, you know, you haven't got any worries about him? Or are you thinking, or are you simply sitting there thinking, this ain't gonna work, let's make it change? What?
He's not for me.
Okay.
He never has been for me, to be honest with you, either. I just look at part of last season, and we can't keep going through 3-month spells of being terrible. And then we have this rally cry and we win 3 on the bounce again or something, and then everyone's like, oh, he's doing a really good job. He's not learning from his mistakes. If I could see, you know what, if we went to Burnley on Saturday, we had about 30 chances, we played the right football, played the right system, you can walk away sometimes, go, you know what, you're just unlucky. But we weren't unlucky on Saturday, we got what we deserved, and in my opinion, people can go on about the players all they like, but the manager sets the team up, and he's not setting the team up in the right system. The players look lost. He's at the end, he was nearly begging some of the players to go and just clap to the fans. Like that worries me. I don't have no belief in the bloke. I'm sorry. He's the luckiest Everton manager in the history. He's had more money than any other Everton manager. The quality of players he's got in the squad is better than any other Everton manager. Better than Moyes did. Moyes probably didn't have the...
In Premier League era.
In Premier League era, obviously, yeah. For me, he's not the right man for Everton, in my opinion. Okay. And I don't really like saying that because I'm not a big fan of just getting rid of managers here and there, but you can't defend some of the performances of the season, even last season as well. Like that spell was terrible over just after Christmas. Brighton away, Millwall away. This season it's just Southampton. It's just I don't know. I just don't see the point in keeping him now. He's got 16, 17 months left on his contract. Realistically, is he going to get that renewed?
No.
So what's the point in... It's going to happen in 6 months, because let's be honest, we're not getting in Europe at this stage now. You never know. He could turn it around and we could end up in the top 7, but he's not a good enough manager to do it.
Okay.
You said about 16 months in.
We are, aren't we, June?
Okay. So 16 months ago, he came in and said, my system is 4-3-3. We are yet to see that 4-3-3. He then says the other week, when Gabama and Gomez back will play the 4-3-3. So what happens if they get injured again? Do we go back to this?
Yeah.
Like when Jurgen Klopp came to Liverpool, he imprinted his style on them, and when he didn't like when he decided which players couldn't fit that style, out they went in the summer. He bought the players to do it. Pep same, got those full-backs the summer after he came. They improved again. Why are we still waiting 16 months after for him to try his best formation or his supposed system? It doesn't make any sense. What's happened to Silva is, I think, he's now fearful. He's been fearing losing his job for so long. And he basically goes this safe way of playing by having Sigurdsson play every game because he scores goals, Richarlison playing in a certain way. It's just too safe, and he won't play the young players because he plays Walcott off the bench all the time.
Doesn't give a debut since coming to the club.
Exactly. So it's all based on the fact that he lives in fear of losing. But we don't play like, you know, if you were in fear of losing, you would play not to lose, and we don't play that way. So there's a disconnect there. The manager, to me, is brainless. It's now time to say it. Yeah. He's brainless. How can you set up a team to play like that against a low block team every single time when they want you to cross it, so you then go out and cross it 25 times a game. That is brainless. And the players must think to themselves, we're not getting a result today. On the training pitch, they unless it's the players defaulting to that, which I can't believe it is, because they wouldn't play it. They wouldn't play week after week because the manager go, you're not doing what I tell you.
Talking about some top internationals
exactly.
in that team as well.
They follow instructions. The training, there's no movement off the ball. They don't train. They don't train possession because they all stand there and shuffle it side to side and never move off the ball. It's crap. It's the worst attacking Everton side we've probably seen for a long time. I'm going to be honest and say that. And it's probably got the most talent in it as well. So who's the fault? The manager, brainless, Marco Bronze.
I mean, I don't know how to follow that.
Taking his own.
No, I think the issue, it's difficult to defend them.
Yeah.
It's difficult. That's what I would say. It's difficult to defend them because I think you just made the best point there. And you were good, yours were good as well.
I'm nodding to everything
No, what I'm saying
yeah.
is that, and the point is, if players weren't following instructions, you would expect them to be out the team, wouldn't you? And so if we're talking about Gylfi Sigurdsson, or we're talking about Morgan Schneidlin, or we're talking about whatever, they wouldn't play, would they, if they were doing...
How would Tom Davies feel seeing Schneidlin playing in midfield?
You see, that's my biggest thing. If I'm the Everton manager,
the lads come in
and we're losing games, yeah, and I come off the pitch and think, we've lost then 2 games there against 2 teams we should be wiping the floor with, really, in my opinion, because I've spent money, yeah, and I've bought players in who are better than they have. Everton have got better players than Burnley, by a mile. Everton have got better players than Sheffield United. Everton have got better players than Bournemouth. Everton have got better players
every team we played
than
apart
Aston
from
Villa,
City.
right? And they've all beat us. Those 4 teams have beaten us, right? So you'd argue that they're better teams than us. We've got better individuals, though, but they're better teams. They've stuck to what they're doing, and they've won the game, so fair play to them. Burnley did Saturday. Burnley have got limited players, I would say, in terms of attacking ability, but they're very good at doing the job, and they know how to defend, and they follow the manager's imprint straight to the letter of the law. Exactly. So fair play to them, and they'll do well. They're in no danger this year, Burnley.
You look at Burnley, you've got like that Dwight McNeil. He's a talented player, very creative player, but he does what the manager tells him to do.
Plays within himself to do a job for the team.
Because that's what I mean. If you look at some of their players, you're telling me some of them want to play the way Dyche plays. Definitely not. But they listen to the manager and they follow his instructions.
Because they probably believe in what a
lot of them wouldn't be playing in the Premiership if Sean Dyche wasn't managing Burnley, and they buy into the fact that he's getting into a higher level.
It's the same with Klopp, isn't it?
Yeah.
When he went into Liverpool, running, you work hard and you do. Now a few of them didn't want to do it and went out the team, and others went, well, hang on, I'm better now because he's told me to do this, so I'm a better player. So people follow it. Pochettino, I know he's having problems, and I think this is probably just Premier League players after a few years with so much money that they lose their interest, and that's why Alex Ferguson was brilliant at reconstructing Manchester United teams every 3 or 4 years. It'll be interesting to see whether Klopp has to reconstruct Liverpool a little bit if it stops. If
what
if his message gets through.
Did and what Klopp did last year in the sense when Buvac went, he got Linders in, and that changes your training sessions because someone else is taking them all the time. Ferguson got different people in all the time. That's how you change it over. The manager may remain constant, but the actual what's being done.
I mean, Silva's lost. I mean, are we not given enough?
Well,
are we not given enough room to the fact that he lost João Pedro?
Should a manager be only as good as an assistant, though? They're obviously very important part, but they shouldn't be that important. Now, people go, Peter Taylor,
well, hang on, that contradicts what you just said, though. Because you've just said that Klopp replaced...
No, I agree, but I agree. But they should know. But they've continued because they're the manager and they're the stop. Is João Pedro, or was João Pedro Sousa, is he that important to Silva that without him?
I don't know.
But
that's what people would argue. He's gone to Family Cow or whatever they are. They're top of the league in Portugal. And yet Marco's still here, and we're conceding set piece after set. And apparently, João Pedro was responsible for the zonal marking and worked through it and got it sorted. Now, you could look at everything, couldn't you? You could say, well, Zuma's not there, so that's why we're not as good. Garner's not there. But we're not getting... No. I'd buy into that a bit more, the Garner thing as well. If we were getting tonked in games, I'd go, it's because of him. It's because we've lost him. right?
So he was just a safety blanket, though. He basically papered over cracks in Silva's system
Garner
because he
did.
won the ball back all
Probably.
the time. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Garner. We are missing Garner before anyone goes.
No, I know you. I know what
Garner's
you're saying.
great, but what I mean
he's not going to break teams down for you.
No, and we're not getting mashed. We're not getting done 4-0 every week, are we?
No.
So you're going, we can't defend. Quite clear. It's things like Saturday where we lose concentration and we lose the game, and Sheffield United. I think, although we can talk about defensive frailties under Marco, and there are some there. The thing that concerns me more than anything is the attacking play. We've scored 6 goals in 8 games. 3 of them came in one game. 4 away games against Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Burnley and Crystal Palace. We've scored 1 goal.
But how many shots we've had targets
1 goal
as well.
One goal.
It's the quality of shots as well. We don't...
Yeah.
We create chances sometimes, half chances. The amount you can't name a game where we've peppered someone's goal with chance after chance.
We're talking about creativity, aren't we? Gylfi Sigurdsson, right? He plays in Marco's system, regardless. He's in every week, right? This is Saturday, so I was amazed that it was his number that went up. To be honest, he had the captain's armband on after Seamus had gone. We'll come back to the game in a bit, I promise. But Gylfi Sigurdsson, 59 minutes, obviously no goals, no assists. People saying he's going missing in games. Is he going missing in games? I mean, 25 touches on Saturday.
That's his average for his career nearly.
77% passing, 1 cross, 2 key passes. I mean, what are the key passes there?
It's the corner.
So a corner's a key pass.
So last week the thing came out, he's the 3rd most creative player in the Premiership. No, he's not.
He took 12 of the set pieces.
Yeah, 12 of set pieces. Now, don't be wrong, he is a world-class set piece taker. There's no doubt. I know he's never scored for Everton. He is, though. The areas he puts the ball in consistently are good areas. Let's be honest here. In open play, though, he's not that great. He's never been that great. He's never. His percentages have always been more favoured heavily. That season we signed him, 60% to 70% of his chances were created through set pieces. Now at Swansea, they probably averaged about 40%, 35% possession. Now he's in a team that averages more. He's expected to be on the ball more. He doesn't look as good. In a Swansea, where he can flick in and out of games when they have the ball, which is very rare, he looks great in those little moments.
And he had Fernando Llorente, who was good in the air to get
dropping
on
the ball. Yeah, he's crossing the ball for him, and he had Wilfred Boney who had a purple patch, didn't he?
Yeah.
I just don't think that was the right fit for Everton. You go from Barkley, don't be wrong, he's got flaws, but Barkley wanted the ball all the time in the final third. He drove everyone. He passed the 5 yards, he'd have it back to try and move players around. He was good for us. When we replaced him with Sigurdsson, we replaced him with a completely different type of player. Whether he's better or not, it just wasn't the right fit for what Everton needed, and that's where we are. And that's why we should have signed James Maddison last summer. I know we already had Gylfi Sigurdsson, but for 25 million, he was exactly what we needed.
Well, we had that summer, we bought Klassen for whatever he was going to be. We had Wayne Rooney. And then we went
number 8, isn't he?
And we chased Sigurdsson for 3 months. I mean, again, Saturday, the one shot on target was the free kick. So it wasn't even from open play, and his other one was off target. And when you look at that numbers from him, I certainly wouldn't question his work rate. I think he works hard, but he's just not in the game. He's not. And I think this is what the problem that Marco's had, is that when he come in, and last season, I think, like you said before, Steve, the worry is we had that really bad spell after around Christmas, and we had the odd win, like at Burnley, funnily enough, but City would lost to Liverpool. December, wasn't it?
January.
We lost to Liverpool. We drew with Watford and Newcastle at home, beaten by City, battered their own by Spurs, won at Burnley, lost at Brighton, lost their own to Leicester.
As well,
and all of that. So we had a bad, and I forgive that because I thought it's his first season. He's got people he doesn't want. He's trying to find a style of play. We got past Christmas. Me and Ped were a bit critical of him over Christmas because of the amount of players he used. He only used 13 players, I think. And we were like, you've got 28 players in your squad. At least mix it up and give yourself half even if you've got lads who will run around and match the opposition. It mightn't be as good. But over Christmas, sometimes having a bit more energy than like Brighton beat us because they had a little bit more energy than we did that day. It was a terrible game. And they got a lucky break in the box. Lacardia, I think, scored. And that was it. It was 1-0. And it was game over.
He doesn't play for them anymore.
No, he doesn't. He's in Germany, isn't he? And that was it. And he did. And then he come out and went, I've learned from that. that won't happen again next December. So you go, all right, no, but that was then. So you go, all right, he's come out, he's held his hand up and gone, I've made mistakes there. Then we got on that run where we started beating teams. Now listen, I've heard this and I don't accept it for a second either, by the way, that they had nothing to play for, so we battered them. It's shite. That, in my opinion,
it's paper over the cracks,
it's bollocks. It's a game of football and you go out and you give your bet. Doesn't matter whether United were winning the league or weren't. Liverpool come to Goodison trying to win the title and they couldn't beat us and we should have beat them, right? I'm not having it. We battered teams, right? So we got to the end of the season and I thought, he's cracked it. He's got a way of playing, right? No, but you're looking at it. We've beaten some of the big teams. We got a way of playing. We'd given Wolves a 6-month start and almost caught them. We only lost out on the last day of the Europa League, which is fine. Going into the summer, right, if he gets a few players, then it's his team. We carry on again. Even without Zuma, even without Garner, we kick on. We're on a good way of playing. We know players. We've got a great left side with Dean and Bernard. It's brilliant. The connection's great. Bernard needs to get more. Yes, he does. Does he need to assist more? Of course. But it's a lovely little partnership there. Richarlison looks good on the right. Coleman looked like he was coming back to a bit of form. So you're looking around the team going, you know what, add a little bit here and there. And we should have enough momentum that we can build slowly. And yet, to me, and I said this when we done the podcast last week, and every game I see us, it just gives it me, it strengthens my belief. It's almost like he got to the summer and went with the whiteboard that worked, his secret book of things that worked, got players in and then just went, right, let's do something totally different now. Let's play forwards, and it's gone out the window. Bernard's out the team, so Luca Dean's nowhere near as effective as what he was.
No.
Coleman's dropped off again. You've got Sidibe in on loan, World Cup winner, doesn't get in the team. Can't do much about the centre-backs, or can he? If they're not working, is Michael Keane as good as he was last season?
No. Was he ever as good as he was last season?
No, but I'm saying, right, you've got to give players the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Has he started this season?
He's back to the was he the previous season.
Right. Oh, yeah. So, we've got another centre-back there. Whether you think he's good enough or not, he's quick. I think Mina's great. I think
he's been our best player this season.
Yeah, he has been. So, why not play Holgate with him? And go, well, Michael, you're not playing well enough, mate. Because he's fallen into the trap. Same way you asked about Tom Davis before. The same thing. He doesn't want to go. He should be turning round to the likes of Morgan Schneiderlin and gone, nah, mate, sorry. Bournemouth, there's a lad there that hasn't kicked the ball in earnest for 9 months and he's had you up and down that pitch. Get off. Sit there with me. You're not getting back in until you put Tom Davis, in you go.
Shouldn't have played after
Michael
Palace,
Keane,
first game of the season.
Well, yeah, getting sent off. There you go. Out the team. Thingy, out Coleman, out the team, because you're not performing. Because that's what I'd do as a manager. I'd start going, you're not getting me the sack. No way. This isn't working. I'm going to show the fans and I'm going to show the owner and the director of football that I'm doing everything within my ability that I possibly can to get games won, to get results, to try and find that little formation or that little partnership that works. We bought Iwobi as a 10, allegedly. That's what he said. He's an 8 or a 10. Yeah. But then he said he's a left winger.
Then he said he's left winger.
Well, now he said he's a left winger.
Tom Davis is a 10.
So then you go conflicting. So what? I mean, Steve, do you think he's? Sorry for rambling there, but it's just I'm just thinking out loud. As the frustration for me is that each week it looks like he's never managed this team before, and he's coming. He doesn't know what's what, so he's going play safe. Let's put instead of going, well, we've got a Turkish international striker. Whether you think he's good enough or not, scores goals. Not even in the 18 now. No. We've got one of the world's brightest prospects in Moise Keane. Kid gets thrown on for 20 minutes on the wing half the time, or just go and get involved. We're not going to build up for you. We're not going to play through you. Just see what you can do. There's no mix yet. So do you think he's just going safety first because he's terrified about his job, or do you just think he's run out of ideas already?
Yeah, on Saturday, I thought it come across as he'd run out of ideas personally on Saturday. Like on Saturday, we were 1-0 down. I think 10 minutes ago, he brought Calvert-Lewin off. Don't wrong, he didn't have a great game.
But he's a striker.
You've got to keep as many striking options on as possible. It's no point bringing, I don't know, Gomez on, who we've spoke about the last couple of weeks, who's a lot deeper these days, and he is further forward. He's not going to influence a game, really, on the halfway line, is he?
Not with 6 minutes to go.
Exactly.
Either.
So the change should have been, really, the change should have been Schneiderlin off 20 minutes to go, 25 minutes to go, and put a striker on. But I think the only time he done it was Sheffield United the other week, where he ran out of ideas big time that day because he just decided to throw everybody on.
Yeah.
And I just that game on Saturday was crying out for like a Bernard or someone just to nitpick a pass in the final third, and I just think he ran out of ideas, but it's been happening. This isn't new. It's been happening for the last 3-4 weeks, isn't it? And,
but for me, right, I know people love this run that we were on last season, but you look at who we didn't beat in that run towards the end of the season. Fulham.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Crystal Palace. Same problems. Played Man City last week. Looked much better. Why? Pace, space. We can't play. This is Everton's problem. We look good against those teams. We beat those teams last season. Chelsea. We drew Chelsea. Arsenal. West Ham, quite open teams, so maybe we'll do well against them. But we can't beat these teams below us regularly. We can maybe pick up. We beat Cardiff, so maybe pick up. We beat Burnley. We might pick up never consistently. Though we'll never put a string of run together under Marco Silva because we can't play against them. This manager has got a system after 16 months. Managers go, this is what we're going to play like against the big teams. We're going to sit deeper, which he actually does quite well at times. He closes the gaps off. But then when we play these teams where we're expected to win, he's got no idea. There's no idea how to beat these teams. We don't set up properly. There's no movement off the ball. We've got no idea how to move a team or create space. There's no patterns of play. The way we transition's not good. I don't know. To me, he's just basically just doesn't want to lose his job, and he's just trying to be safe now.
You look at even them United games last season. Like when we played United. You look at Man United now. You can see why we beat them because they're an awful team. They're just like us. We are like Man United.
I understand that, but then a Spurs awful. Brighton battered them 3-0. I don't think you can. I know what you're saying.
But Tottenham comes that cycle where they're just like, well, maybe we haven't won a trophy in 5 years.
No, but we've done all this. They just got to the Champions League final, haven't he, and finished third. I get that, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I know what you're saying. I think sometimes we can be overcritical on us without giving Everton the credit they deserve. But that makes it more frustrating for me because we were able to batter all of those teams at the end of the season, and now we look like he's got no idea again. That's the thing that's blowing my mind. If he'd have mixed the team up and put Tom Davis in and gone, listen, this isn't working, I'm going with this, and we'd have lost, I'd have gone, you know what, no problem. He's trying to make changes to this team. But when you just keep churning out the same 11 and hoping that it clicks when there's no signs, there's no style of play. The Premier League, for me, the days of just two defensive midfield players sitting in front of the back four are gone. They're gone because midfielders now, modern day midfield players can do it all. They run up and down, they can cover the ground. I watched City at Goodison last week. We were trying to play a version of the low, not very good, but we were trying to just put bodies in the way to cut off the passing avenues. That's fine, no problem with Everton trying to do that because they're a better team and we nearly won us the game. Ederson's had to come up big 3 times for them at crucial times. But they moved us around brilliantly. They were patient. They carried on. De Bruyne was everywhere. They were prompting and probing. And in the end, they got a breakthrough. We don't do that. If we moved Burnley around all day Saturday, and they just, like you said before, you come out and went, we got beat 1-0, but we lost the man. And you know what? We've hit the bar twice. Their keeper's made 7 saves. It's frustrating, but it's one of them days. We didn't. They keep Nick Pope.
Easiest day of
the one save I can remember him making was the Richarlison one that went into his midriff. Yeah. He didn't have to claw anything. Okay, we had a couple of blocks that could have gone in.
The Sigurdsson one,
the Sigurdsson. But if that had beaten, he was right over to. Yeah. Other than that, very little. Very, very little. And that I can go, you said it before, Sheffield United, the stats looked like we'd battered them, but Henderson didn't really have to make a proper save, did he? He made a couple of blocks, one from Moise Keane. You know, and it's that kind of thing, I suppose, where there's no style of play, no pattern. And I do think that the 3 months last season knocked his confidence. But then he should have been walking around like
he should be. The way you play can't be the same for everyone. So great playing that way against the top 6, it works because you get the ball direct, they give you space, you can get in behind, players get positions. You've got to understand that when you come to the Premier League, even Pep Guardiola said, when I came here, I had to understand how to break down the low block, and he spent a whole summer breaking down it. And 200 point consecutive seasons, 100 points, 97 point consecutive seasons. It shows how he worked it. There's 13 games against the non-top 6 teams. They're the main points you're going to get. Win them. you know, just 26 games, isn't it, against those non-teams. That's you in Europe, isn't it?
That's Europe, yeah.
That's even title contention almost to even all those games. So basically, we play a style of team that can possibly maybe only beat 6 teams. Why? It's brainless. And another thing which I think someone should pick up on is game management is horrendous. The reactionary subs, we're never proactive, we never change anything, we never go, there's never like 20 minutes in, he goes, actually this is not working, swap side, like you say, there's nothing like that.
It's like on Saturday, he brought Keane on, put him up front for 5 minutes, and then put him on the right wing.
That just doesn't, there's no plan. You go,
where you should have really went Richarlison, Keane, stay up as high as possible.
As high as you can.
And I hear people on Twitter go, oh, you need to train this system while you need time to train. Leipzig play 4 systems a game, so I don't think it's going to take Marco Silva that long to instill a 4-3-3 in the team. So let's be honest.
One of the things I used to love about Kendall, he just changed the system 3 times in a game.
Yeah. Actually, it's not working, just move this diamond. Yeah, you can do anything. This can't happen. 4-2-3-1, nothing changes. It's inevitable. Let's get rid of him
I just don't get why his unwillingness to change. It's just...
He's scared of losing his job. He's going to lose his job.
But he's going to lose his job.
Yeah.
It happens. I mean,
his career in England will be over after this.
That's
probably.
what's so frustrating is that there's players in our squad who could come into that team and make us more attacking, more fluent, and more competitive, and they're not getting in because it's safety first with the likes of Schneiderlin.
On a basic level, though, you go right. Okay, we're lacking a bit of passion, a bit of intensity here. Let's get an Evertonian like Tom Davies into the side. He's going to run through walls for you. No. We'll have Morgan in the team. We're playing
a player who probably doesn't even want to be there.
And I'm not to blame Morgan Schneider. He's a prime example, isn't he, of what's wrong with Everton.
But he probably doesn't, though. He doesn't.
And you don't want to blame Sigurdsson, but again, if he does not play him well enough and doesn't fit, he shouldn't be playing in the team. You have to change style of play. You've just mentioned something there about winning most of the games against the 13 teams below. If Everton were one of the top 7, for argument's sake, winning the 13 teams below or taking the 6 away and trying to beat them. David Moyes was brilliant at it. Yeah. Moyes would win. His record against the top 4 as it was then, the Sky 4, wasn't great.
But doesn't matter.
He would win 14 home games. And then that'd be, there's your 42 points straight off the bat. So you were safe. And then he'd win 5 or 6 away games. So before you knew it, not always obviously, but before you knew it, you were up around, hovering around 58, 60 points. Yeah. And that was without having players that extra level to win you those games. If Everton could do that and concentrate on trying to beat most of the other teams, the natural quality that they've got in the side would mean they'd beat some of the top 6 as well. Maybe not away, because you've got to, maybe you need that little bit extra, but I don't know. Well, I mean, like the Wolves are just going to beat Manchester City at
Here's a thought for you to Marco Silva. Can Marco Silva have a side that is expected to him? Now, you may go, oh, he's at Olympiacos, but Olympiacos could sleepwalk through that league at that time, couldn't he, realistically?
I'm never going to devalue anyone else's winning stuff.
I am going to do it in the sense that, for adaptability to the Premier League.
Because I flip that back to Gallardo.
Look,
Erin Chickens in St. Helens would win his league. Stop it, mate.
He hasn't won the league.
That makes him even worse.
But his style, Estoril, though, was counter-attacking, because Estoril were going to have people coming on to the right. Yeah. He's come to the Premier League. Watford, he did it right, because again, they're not expected to really do well, so he did it right first. At Everton, you get teams coming, you're expected to beat teams. He hasn't got that style of play. He hasn't got the style of play to beat them. I'm sorry. You need to bring a manager, whoever it may be, that can win games consistently, get the players playing for the team, find ways of breaking teams down, figuring them out. A tactical manager who's smart. We haven't got one at the moment.
On that point, if Everton were to decide in this international break that the manager isn't the right one, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The Echo have ran a story with him saying Silva feels as safe as he did in the summer, so quite clearly the owner's is doing whatever he's doing. He's not worried about it at the minute. But if Everton were to replace the manager, I mean, what is it? Another case of, oh, he's an up and coming, he might be bossing, or do we need a surer pair of hands if that's possible?
The season's still recoverable. It really is.
There's 30 games to play, 90 points to play for.
Let's change it before it's too late. That's all I'll say.
Who would you go for then if that was to be the case?
The two, I was speaking to my mate at the weekend, we said Mourinho and Benitez if you want instant results.
Yeah. Do you think they're gettable?
Yeah. Because I do, because I think Mourinho's kind of put himself out there a lot on
massively.
Sky, and obviously he's come out and said he's willing to work with directors of football, willing to change his coaching. He's been watching different types of games and stuff, and he realises he's got to change because he's got to move with the times.
Which is great.
Benitez is one of them. Obviously, with a heavy heart, it'd be horrible seeing him on the touchline, but it's got to that point now where it's getting to the point where Everton fans are just sick of it. We're just sick of the same old garbage every season, getting fed all this rubbish all the time. That we're going to do this and we're going to do that.
I just think
move into this brand new stadium, but we could. Does everyone want to go in that stadium in the Championship? Because we won't have a stadium, like Ped was saying before.
Can't say it didn't used to be exciting me in those relegation battles, though.
It's just like, let's make the change before, because this season, we could still finish in the top 6. There's that much rubbish ahead of us. We can still finish in the top 6.
Part of that, by the way.
But we can't get in the top 6 with an average Championship manager. I'm sorry.
And the same question to you.
To be honest with you,
yours will be different.
I don't go. For me, I think I totally understand why people say that, because they are managers who've been in the Premier League, they've won things. I understand that. Everton is not a one-year thing, though, for me, and I don't think you're saying that either. No. But Everton's, for me, it's a long-term project. Marcel Brands is building side. You have to find a manager who fits the players, and what the ideal of what's been bought. Marcus Silva can't do it, idiot. But you need someone who can fit the style of play, and you need someone who plays high-pressing football, attacking end-to-end football. So you've got. Instantly, you've got to look at German managers. I'm not going to name names, but that's the type of football played in that league. You need to find the right manager. So what the project is, Marcel Brands buys the players. The manager should be as replaceable as the player, in the sense that you should be able to. The manager should be able to fit in, like Watford have done. They're not a great example, but like Chelsea did, where you've got players who can play in a way. You find the manager who's similar, they come in and play away, but better. And I think that's what we need to look at. There is managers out there. It's where I don't think of any of them available now. It's very difficult to get. People say Mikel Arteta. That's a bit of a risk. He won't leave City until this summer anyway. He's not going to leave Pep in the edge. So I'd leave that one out. And then you look around Europe, it's very complicated, because you could say, like I could say, find faults in Benitez and Mourinho. I could say Adi Hutter at Eintracht Frankfurt, I'm a massive fan of. He plays 3 at the back. He's never won anything. Well, he's won things in Switzerland, but he's never really won anything at a high level. So no one's going to be happy with the manager, and that's the problem. And that's why people have suggested Arteta, because they think the fans will get behind them. Yeah. I think with Benitez, he's a great manager and he's a superb tactician. If he had a bad run because he was trying to fix things, he'd go right down the pan. Mourinho starts setting fires everywhere as soon as it starts going wrong. Look at Man United when he didn't get his 35-year-olds, his signings, he started crying. I think, like I said before, Pogba. Sorry, go on.
I think, like I said about Mourinho before, he'd bring that us against you factor back. Yeah. That's the positive, I'd say, of having him come to Everton.
It'll work for Everton.
Because Everton fans love that as well.
It'll work for Everton.
Moyes done it with Everton. He used to, like, with Mancini.
Moyes, I mean, he's available.
Not for me, but it would not surprise me as an interim. It wouldn't surprise me.
But he'd take that interim job on because he thinks he's confident of himself to go, I'll get my feet under the table here again. Now, don't be wrong, David Moyes was
fantastic. Come in and be amazed. And we might be like, oh, look at him.
But David Moyes was great when he was at Everton, right? But, I think people still have the same opinion of him, that he always brought his penknife to the fight, didn't he? You know what I mean? That he couldn't beat the big time, he couldn't win the big games. Now, people say with the money, would he be as smart with the money? At least look at Brands. It's so hard.
Yeah, of course.
But at the end of the day, Brands should choose the manager to fit his project. Then, if it fails, then Brands fails as well. If Machini's picking manager for Brands, that's not going to work.
I think whatever decisions made, they'll all have to agree.
Do you think he'll be in charge for the West Ham game?
I think 100% he will.
Yeah.
I think for the game after. I think if we go out the cup,
next 3 games,
he'll be still in by the cup. If he goes out the cup, that's it.
West Ham,
Brighton, and Watford.
Watford game's massive, yeah.
Do you think it's the cup keeping him in the job maybe as well, mate?
I'd say he won that game. He's in the quarters, you see, and that becomes Martinez's last season in a sense.
That's what I mean. It reminds me a bit of that as well.
I honestly don't know, mate.
I implore you to sack him, Everton. I implore you.
Please.
It is. I'm not, and it's not because I don't like Marco as a person. I actually think I think Everton has done a bad job with him and trying to help him. Yeah. But I'm sorry. It's inevitable what's going to happen. We might have a little purple patch where we win a couple of games. It's only going to happen again.
Listen, I'm hearing that more and more from people.
It's paper over cracks.
In the media. I've been speaking to a few people.
It's Europe
over the weekend, and it's the same. Everyone's on the same thing. Is that he's It's inevitable.
He's not good
He's
enough.
going to be sacked, whether it's now,
Or
whether it's
season.
in 2 weeks, or whether it's the
I
summer.
think I heard you say the other day, if he doesn't get into Europe,
He'll be gone
anyway.
Well, he's had the money. Like, you've just hit the nail. He had more money than anyone. So, I don't know. Listen, Everton could be, for all we know, Farhad could wake up tomorrow with a cob on and sack him. It seems like that's how things are done sometimes with us. So, back to the game.
We haven't gone over the game, have we? Just
Well, nothing really happened until, Seamus Coleman just before half-time. In my opinion, it could have been a red card. I know it was a bit of a slip, but he caught the lad. It was a nasty tackle. When you seen it again, it was bad. He went over, you could tell, because he went and sat with him, didn't he, to make sure he was all right. So I'd have took him off then. If I was Marco, I'd have looked and gone, right, he's on a yellow card. And if I'm trying to be safe, and I'm trying to make sure that we get something out of this game, you're coming off.
He looked upset, actually, when he was on the floor.
Yeah, I think he thought it was bad. Like,
because of his injury, probably, as well.
And the lad had to go off anyway, didn't he, 10 minutes in the second half. But I'd have took Coleman off at half-time and gone, don't give these any encouragement. And he didn't. And then we come out for the second half. Me and Andy have done it on the tactics show. The positioning of him to decide to go and make that challenge when he had no chance of getting there is berserk. He left a big gap behind him. He's nowhere near the ball. But I've seen people go, no, it was harsh, it wasn't. It was a booking. He hit the lad way after he'd headed the ball. It was a red card for me because of the 2 yellows. And
when I'm asked to scout players, one of the tick boxes you have aerial, it says, does he make good decisions of when to go for winnable or non-winnable balls? Coleman for a non-winnable ball and give away a stupid foul and sent off. That's just brainless. That typifies Everton at the moment.
Which is he's 30. He's an international captain.
He's
captain of us and captain of Republic of Ireland.
You could understand if it was an 18-year-old doing that,
maybe.
But
you're trying to make
that's when I think you start losing. The players are starting to just get a bit, it starts to fray at the edges when they start making. Do you know when they just start losing control?
It wasn't a considered, and sadly, that handed them a little bit of impetus because Everton, whether we agree or not in what we're seeing, enough penetrative football, Everton were in total control of that game. It was 64% at that stage. Burnley, to me, didn't look like it. I wasn't concerned about them in the slightest. Yeah, it did. I mean, I didn't think they were probably that concerned about us, to be honest. No. I think you're right. I was looking and thinking, it's got 0-0 all over it.
It's just ticky-tacky bullshit, isn't it? Honestly,
both teams,
all you do is pass it around for the sake of passing without penetrating. People go, ticky-tacka's boring. Pep doesn't play ticky-taka. They play football. You just passing side to side. Basically, every time we beat a man, the ball then slows down. We start, and then Burnley just go, we'll just go back into defence. We'll just get our rest defence.
I've said this.
It's easy to mark, isn't it?
But this is why last season, when we had that good run, we weren't doing that. We were breaking quickly on teams.
I think because we were counter-attacking a lot of the time.
Yeah, and
why change it then? Because you can't do it against Burnley. You can't counter-attack. Well, that's why it was 0, and Burnley don't counter-attack because they sit in their own half.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But we did play that way when we beat them 5-1.
We did, yeah.
But I suppose the key to that was we scored early on and they had to come out then, didn't
Joe Hart was in goal.
But he played free in that game, I remember, he played free high forward.
Yeah,
he played
3-4-3, yeah, he played 3-4-3.
Walcott, Bernard and Dom.
Played
the three that time, he brought Ritchie off the bench.
Because then the full-backs in that game could then just bomb on without worry because there was 3 centre-backs and Colgate was sweeping, obviously.
And I think he played Sigurdsson and Gomez, didn't he?
Yeah, they were 2,
yeah. And that was probably one of our best performances.
If he'd done that 3 weeks ago, people wouldn't be on his back probably as much, but he's too safe.
But they get a corner. Should have be possibly could have done better with it was a half challenge. It hit his leg, and to be fair, it went straight. And you know, when things are going for you, they go for a throw in, not a. But anyway, they got a corner. And again, with something we've been through, I noticed you put something on Twitter yesterday where you done your red marker as well with the plays. And when you look at the way Everton are set, zonally, they're actually fine. They're all along the 6-yard box. But the problem is, like we were looking at before, Tarkowski engages Schneiderlin and gets him in the Al wrestling move, which, if you really wanted to cry arse about it, you'd say the goal shouldn't have stood because it was a foul, and it was. He blocked them off. He had hold of him. VAR should have looked at it. But that's the way it is. It wasn't given, so it is what it is. But the problem I had is Michael Keane actually points so we can see the danger. So what Keane should do, and is step over and grab Tarkowski and push Schneiderlin. When you're defending zonally, you should be defending the corner of your 6-yard box. Schneiderlin shouldn't be going man for man where there's no one behind him. So he should have passed him on. If I'm Schneiderlin, I should pass Andy on to you, who's Michael Keane, because I'm watching here where Jeff Hendrick was, and I'm thinking I'm defending this corner. Burnley had, how many? 5 and 4 in the box, or 5, that was it. Ben Mee is on his own.
In the same position, never moved.
They had 2 by Pickford. The ball travels a long way, and we still don't react to it.
Because that was a whole plan, because they've looked at Everton and gone, they're dead narrow off this.
Yeah.
And all they do is Tarkowski engage, because Ben Mee didn't even go for the header.
Ben Mee
he was not involved in that entire set piece. Basically, the whole thing was to get Hendrick in the back post, and they did. Which says to me that Everton needs to change with the routines, which is predictable, which is exactly like the team. So please don't change. You know what I mean?
Hendrick, it was a good finish, to be fair. He hit it well, and he's put it in the net. But such a poor goal to give away against as well, because you would have thought that would have been something Everton would have worked on this week. But Burnley, the good of set plays, the big lads, you would have thought they'd make sure that there was nothing cheap given away.
Everton brought us a training video the other day, didn't they, about the small-sided games. Whatever, I'm going to sleep. the training, right? If you'd see in the matches if they were training something different each week. We don't. We barely see any change. It's the same. Now, either the players are defaulting to a setting, which, again, as we said, I just can't see it, or Marco thinks it's going to click.
Well, hang on, if they are defaulting to a setting,
what's his default
then
setting?
Then take them out the team.
But he can't, because
if
he's scared of losing.
You, Steve, and you continue to just pass it sideways, and my instruction to you is be Steve, break the lines, get forward, and you can't do it, I'd say, Steve, you can't do what I'm asking you to do, so I have to replace you.
But it's either replacing them with, that's the problem.
But that's where
it's when they're replacing them as well. Like, you know.
What I'm talking about, the starting of a game. I think sometimes...
Do you think there's ever a game that he'd ever take Sigurdsson out of a game? When was the last, apart from the Cups, when was the last time he didn't start?
Yeah, but I would.
I
don't think any... my thing, and I might be wrong with this, but my thing is no players undroppable.
No, I agree.
And if you perform below par, one game, I'll let you off. Anyone can have a bad game, anybody. But if you do 2 on the spin, then you've got the opportunity to be left out then. 3 on the run, you're gone. Your feet don't touch the sides.
I just don't get some of the decisions. Like Richarlison, right, started last season, banging form off the left. Played centrally, did all right, scored 4 goals in I think so many games. And then because Coleman can't defend, he's a right winger now.
I don't mind him playing off the right.
I think it's the wrong position for him.
But I don't mind him playing off the right because we got the most out the left with Bernard and Dean.
I'm fine with that. Then you play them narrow. You play them narrow.
You play him high. Stop having him have to do your fullbacks work for you.
Your third midfielder should be doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the issue. It's personnel with us. We've got lads in that squad who can run it. Tom Davies can cover a lot of ground. He plays forward passes. You'd say to Tom, listen, go and stay over on the right if the 3 midfielders were playing you, Delph and Gomez, or we're playing Iwobi and Gomez and you. Do the right thing. He used to do it absolutely marvellous for us, James McCarthy.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
When Coleman had just more energy in that, and Gareth Barry would do the same when Baines went, they just drop in. In Martinez's first season, when it really worked, our fullbacks pushed on, and McCarthy would just go mop up at right back.
It's called rest defence. Yeah. That's what you rest in when the team's attacking you.
He'd go, and quite often, and that's why in Martinez's first season, we scored a lot of goals, and as well as Rom, and we got a lot of late goal. Carter for home and Seamus scored in the 95th minute and things like that, because we were so offensive, because our midfielders allowed. It's like I say to you all the time, we should have 4 at the back, but in general we should only have 3. We should have Delph and your 2 centre-backs. Our full-backs should be on the edge of there, both of them.
You can stagger them so they're not both super high.
You could have. If the best teams, City done it probably 2 much the other week against us. They had 8 in and around our box, right?
But they're scared.
That might be a slightly too much. Liverpool always have 7.
Yeah.
Robertson, Arnold, and all of them, they're always... The weekend when he scored, was it this week or the week before? He's in the box, bang, bang, and he's coming near post. In Europe the other night, they had 7 in around a penalty. If you load the penalty area and the edge of the box with your players, the opposition have to defend deeper and deeper, which means the opportunity's going to arise in the box for you. If there's space between the keeper, he can come and claim. If you've got 3 men, which Everton do great, Everton will have the ball to Luca Dean, We'll have Dom stood in the middle of 2 centre-backs. Sigurdsson will stand nearly holding his hand. Yeah. And then Richarlison tries to get it. Cross comes in there, centre-backs.
Everyone else is just watching it, yeah.
And everyone watches it.
And I think, like Andy's just said there about Richarlison, I've noticed this season he's so deep as a...
But why is he so deep?
Probably because of Seamus.
Don't play Seamus Cole. This is
probably
the issue.
Because of Seamus. Unfortunately, when you look at when Bernard plays with Dean, Bernard's really high on the left because he trusts
Because he knows
Dean.
His fullback. And his fullback will come on the... People have a go at Bernard, right? Because of the goals and the assists. Yeah. That's fine. Right? But I've seen him play great little through balls and our strikers have wasted them.
Played once in that cup game.
Exactly. But what he does is he drags the fullback inside Bernard, which means Luca Dean's got a hell of a lot of space to run into, look up, play the... That's right, Pienaar used to do it. Yeah. Pienaar would come inside, he'd do that little thing where he'd roll his foot on it, he'd come inside and then reverse it to Baines, and Baines would have all the space. Yeah. Or Pienaar would go, Baines would knock it in, he'd wall pass it, and then Pienaar would spin, and they'd have to go do a stick or bust. And then Baines would run on, and we'd score so many goals.
It's like for Richarlison, he's starting the move from the halfway line, where he should be 20 yards further forward. Yeah. He shouldn't be having to...
Shouldn't be in his own half.
He shouldn't be in his own half. He should be
right
up.
It was the problem.
Like they do.
Me and Ped used to highlight it with Adam Ola-Luckman. Yeah. He'd pick the ball up 10 yards inside our half and start trying to do step-overs. And you were like, we want you 40 yards down the pitch doing that.
Coleman should be the one on the halfway line. Bobbing on.
Look at City the other week. Where were their two fullbacks were so high up the pitch. They were corner flags.
Do you think like a really basic manager who'd get a tune out of this team? Like just someone who just could understand the basic principles of Richarlison needs to be close to the goal, Iwobi needs to be central, Bernard needs to be with Dean. They're just basic combinations, but it's no, don't be wrong, it's hard being a manager, and I couldn't be a manager. I'm never no matter what Dogs of War says, you know, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just such basic football that you play your best players in positions that be best for them. Now, obviously, maybe sometimes you have to fit players in wedge players in certain places because they don't quite fit your system when you haven't got certain players available, but there's players available to play different systems. You can play 3 at the back. Don't be wrong, I don't love Mason Holgate, but you can play it. There's a combination of midfielders that he could happily get 4-3-3 out of, but he chooses not to.
That's my problem, though. My problem is when you look about the squad, there's different solutions in every squad.
Problem, yeah.
That's even with Mason, he's not a great defender, but with playing 3 at the back, you can sometimes get away with it.
He's half
John
Stones ball,
did for England. Not the great defensively, but when he plays in a 3, he looks so much better. Yeah. So, I don't know.
He's taking his own grave, let's be honest.
Let's leave it there. We lost the game. They scored. We didn't look like coming back, did we? I don't even think we had a worthwhile. We had a half chance off a corner, which Michael Keane managed to head onto his knee or something, and it bobbled wide.
I actually said to my dad, I said, what's this next 10 minutes? I bet you we don't get one chance.
And there was nothing, was there?
But, there was nothing. You could play them 50 times, we probably wouldn't score. That's how so predictable it is.
Stop it, and
I'm so annoyed now. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
No.
Oh, well, let's
Give
leave
me some good news, Everton.
Let's leave it there.
Time to go for Marco, unfortunately.
Let's leave it there, boys. Big thanks to Steve and Andy for having a chat through this. Cathartic.
It is cathartic.
It is. It's frustrating as well because you go, just do the basic things, all of you.
All go home and cry.
And I keep seeing them Reds dancing outside the studio, so that makes it even better. Big thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Give the video a thumbs up. And if you want more videos, join us over on Patreon. See you later.
Toodles.